don't know many kids that grow up say, "Oh, I want to be in real estate." When
Oh no, I didn't.
You
I
didn't,
wasn't
right?
in real estate.
Was an accident?
Yes, well, I guess so. I wanted to build skyscrapers. So my first 5 years of my life, I worked for the top skyscraper designer in the world.
Aref, thank you very much for being here. I'm always trying to get you, to interview you, to hear your thoughts.
Thank
But
you.
you are very low profile.
Thank
You don't do much of interviews, so I appreciate your time here.
Pleasure.
We're always meeting here in some Moritz. How many years you have been coming here?
I think maybe this is the 24th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for your
You're very
support.
welcome.
I think you are one of the brains that build the trends and the ideas.
I was a baby when I came.
Of course, of course. Talk about baby. We were just talking before we switched on the cameras about the lessons learned and about real estate cycles.
Yeah.
You have seen so much different cycles in 2008, before 2008, and you have such a strong track record. What can you share us about being a player in the real estate industry and doing well? What's the secret?
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, in any other industry, I would have been a has-been, right? Nobody would want to hear from me, but I'm very lucky to be in real estate because the cycles are very long. And, the last cycle has been particularly long. So if you think after the financial crisis, 2008, 2009, when interest rates came down, they've been down for a long time. They've only recently been up. Mm-hmm. And so the investment period during that time, how people invest in real estate with real estate interest rates being zero or interest rate being
Free
zero.
money.
It's free money. It's a very different kind of attitude. So I think it does help to know what it was like before 2008 and even, what happened in the internet bubble, for example, in 2001. And that's like 26 years ago. So that's a long time for people to have been in one industry to remember all of that. So I'm lucky in the sense that I've been through all of these. I've been through many cycles. And it's kind of fun every time a new cycle starts. And for a lot of the people who have been in the last cycle, they've only really known one upward cycle. And they haven't seen a cycle that turned around and equities wiped out and restarting things again. And I think you learn a lot through these periods. They can be difficult periods, but those are excellent periods.
Fantastic.
And I was very lucky to have started in a very difficult time in the real estate industry.
When did you start?
In really 1990, 91. Mm-hmm. And that's when, there was a crash in the real estate markets. There was no real liquidity. Liquidity really came back towards end of 1995 in Europe. Mm-hmm. And so it's been a long time. It was very difficult. You learned a lot, asset management skills, etc., etc. And then the cycle goes up, and then you have another crash, and then it goes up again. And so, living through these cycles, you learn a lot. And I would say that it's sometimes easier to start in a difficult cycle than in an easy cycle.
It's like life, no? Ups and downs, and whatever you are now is the result of all these cycles you go into your life as well. But let's talk about real estate. Why real estate? I don't know many kids that grow up say, "Oh, I want to be in real estate." When
Oh no, I didn't. I wasn't in real estate.
Was an accident?
Yes, well, I guess so. I mean, I wanted to build buildings.
Right.
So I studied structural engineering, and I wanted to build skyscrapers. So my first 5 years of my life, I worked for the top skyscraper designer in the world, a guy called Les Robertson. And I was part of his team that designed high-rise buildings from Hong Kong, Bank of China in Hong Kong, to Puerto de Europa in Madrid. And that's what I loved. And I did that till 1989. And then with the crash, nobody wanted to build skyscrapers anymore. And so I went to business school. And I thought after that I'd come back and build more skyscrapers. But 91 started the Gulf War, the first Gulf War. Mm-hmm. And again, nobody wanted to build. And I had done a master's in business, so real estate seemed interesting. And so that's how I got into real estate.
I see.
But it was a tough time in real estate with not much liquidity. I was hired to LaSalle's European office to start up the London office. And that's how I got into it.
Fantastic.
So it's, in life you change careers. They say on average 3 times. You never know. But I've always stayed in what I loved, which is buildings. And that's the important part. I think it's important to be in an industry where you love the product.
Some people say that the buildings that we build are somehow similar, or they reflect the culture of the company or the investors involved in the projects. The architect for sure, but more than the architect, the developers. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yes. Have you seen that?
I have, because of my background, we put a huge emphasis on architecture and design in all our investments. So I believe it's a cheap way to de-risk the investment, to give it more security, and we win all the time. So, I kind of show my investors always the returns we make from the deals. And then there's an extra page. These are all the prizes we won for our projects.
Wow, nice.
They don't necessarily equate to the financial, but I think it's an important part of our culture. So we kind of love developing great architecture, and we win tenants with that. People want to buy our buildings beyond that. So we do that very well. And we've won our latest office building in Portugal and Lisbon, won the best prize for the best office building in Portugal this year.
Amazing.
Our developments of the waterfront of Genoa with Renzo Piano was the #1 development in Italy a couple of years ago. So we love to do that.
Fantastic. And looking back at your entire career, if you had to pick one lesson or one mantra, something important that always you want to carry with you and you never forget, what would that be?
Persistence. You have to be persistent. And the nice thing about our industry and our business is that, if you buy a stock and the stock goes down, you can't do much about it. But with real estate assets, you can work them, you can change them, you can shape them, you can make it improve, you can work it hard. So I think persistence and hard work gets remunerated in real estate.
And what do you think that markets still underestimate? Is anything that would come to your mind that generally leaders of real estate markets don't estimate properly?
I guess, we all underestimate, I suppose, black swans. And I think the longer I've been in the industry, we seem to have more black swans than we ever had before. And that's usually underestimated. So today, we kind of look for shorter business plans than longer business plans, because the longer the business plan is, you don't know what might hit you, So you kind of underestimate that. And it's nowhere in your Excel spreadsheet, Mm-hmm. So in the back of your mind as a leader in real estate, you're always thinking, what can come out of left field to derail this thing?
Now, in your field specifically, deploying capital, raising capital, what do you think will change in the next 3 to 5 years? Is it related with AI? Is it related to change of behavior of LPs, the world? If you had to forecast some big changes for players like you, is there anything that you would?
I'm worried about global capital not wanting to flow around the world. If we have a persistence, populism or nationalism, that people would want to invest their money in their own backyard and be worried about investing globally. And we've been profiting really from raising capital from around the globe to invest in one geography, right? And if everybody retreated to their own geographies, that would be worrying, I would think.
A final message, if you had to give an advice to the young Aref just starting a firm now, what would be that message?
I would say work hard. There's lots of ups and downs. The downs can seem long, but the ups are euphoric, and have fun.
Very good. Aref, thank you very much. Appreciate it.